Well, how do you deal with issues?
Well, one thing can be with a diffuser.
A diffuser. Of course it's a diffuser.
Yeah.
Diffuse the situation. It's Hunt for Wellness, episode number 89. Welcome to Hunt for Wellness. I am John Hunt.
And I'm Christy Hunt.
And this is the show where we help you live your best life, mind, body, and spirit. And this episode of Hunt for Wellness is brought to you by waterdistillers.com. Great machines that provide great water for your great wellness. Check it all out at waterdistillers.com. Okay, we've got to diffuse this situation. What's going on? What's the problem? Nothing?
No, there's
Am I confusing something here?
Oh, dear.
You should talk a little bit. Bring this mic a little closer here.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Good. Just want to make sure that audience can hear exactly what you have to say because it's important. We have to diffuse the mic situation.
Right.
Okay.
Deal with issues.
Yes. Well, how do you deal with issues?
Well, one thing can be with a diffuser.
A diffuser. Of course it's a diffuser.
Yeah.
That's, it's all about essential oils and wellness and everything natural. Why wouldn't we use a diffuser?
Right. We would use a diffuser to diffuse the situation.
Yes. But now, not all diffusers are the same, correct? There's some that are,
right,
heat-based, right?
Yeah. There are a variety of diffusers, but I just wanted to say some of the situations that we might want to diffuse we're too tense.
Yes.
And we just want to relax.
Or you have a little one that's too tense.
And you want them to relax.
Yes, you want them to chill out.
Yes. If we need a little bit more happiness in our life, when you smell something, sometimes it evokes a memory.
That's right.
Just like that, and can just change your mood.
That's right.
So smelling things can make a huge difference.
Yes. That's the whole, isn't that aromatherapy? Isn't that kind of the whole practice of smelling stuff and changing whatever it is you want to change?
Okay, think about when you walk into a house and they've made cookies.
Oh, yeah.
What happens to your mood?
It gets really good,
Right.
Especially when I get closer to those cookies.
You're right. Or you come home, either home or somewhere else. You walk into them and into this atmosphere, and it smells really good, like dinner.
Yes,
like dinner is made, and you're hungry.
Well, and you can say, my grandma's house smelled like this, and you can almost come up with the smell.
Sometimes,
well, you know what I mean? It's like you can in your mind, you can smell the smell. I don't know how that happened. That's a different show, isn't it?
I know. Well, your mom's house smelled like bacon.
Yeah, it was great. That's why I loved going there.
I know.
I think they had bacon for every meal.
They must have. It
was awesome.
Bacon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it can calm people down. It can diffuse anger.
Yeah.
Help. It can help diffuse anger.
Right.
So help let things go. Just help create a good mood. Mm-hmm. So I
love it. We should
lower
have
your stress, unwind.
We should have had a diffuser here going while we were talking, and to give us just great insight. Well, that's another one. Some of our kids like to use the lemon essential oil in a diffuser to help focus for studying.
Right.
So you can create a nice environment for that.
Right. And vanilla and frankincense is really good for focus too. And so we'll have some of these recipes on the website.
Well, that would be great.
Some essential oil recipes.
Diffuser recipes.
Yeah.
It's a free cookbook. Well, it's not a whole cookbook, but it is a page. If you go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, episode 89 is this one. And on the show page there, there'll be a download link for a free diffuser recipe sheet.
Yes.
And it's been handed down for hundreds of generations from our grandmother's grandmother's grandmother.
Well, not really.
Well, not really.
No.
But essential oils, though, have been around a long time.
They have been around for thousands of years,
so
but they've just been recently rediscovered.
Yes.
In the 20th century, in France, actually, by a scientist that he was doing some research on it. And like the significant thing was there was a fire in the lab, and he dipped his hand, which was burnt or burning, into a bottle of, he thought, water, but it was actually it was a jar full of lavender essential oil.
Ooh.
And it helped heal his hand so quickly.
Wow.
It was like, wow, these oils are amazing.
Yeah.
So
That's a
they
great
do
story.
more. They do more than just smell good.
That's right.
Absolutely, and they can affect us in so many ways. They are plants.
Right.
And think about when you go out to nature and it smells so good, like in the spring when the lilacs and the apple trees are blooming, or you go into the woods and you're like, oh my goodness, this smells so good.
Yes.
And you your worries drop away.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. So do we need to...
By the way, those are essential oils from the plants diffusing in the air.
Yeah. And they're doing it to help themselves too, right?
Well, and to help us.
Yes. It's wonderful how
God
that was
gave
all
us
created.
the plants to
Yes.
help us with our emotions, to help us calm down, to lower the stress, to improve our happiness. And the Bible says a merry heart is good like medicine. So if your mood is good, it is actually healing to your body.
Yes.
A happy mood is.
We love that.
I know. Who doesn't love a happy mood?
Yeah. It's awesome.
I know. It is awesome. So we use a diffuser in the house to get that thing that happens outside.
Yeah, naturally, right?
Right. So, and there are different kinds of diffusers, but what they do is they dispel the essential oils into the air, usually with water, not always with water, but long enough so that we can smell them and take them into our nose, and then they go up actually into our brain, which is the first cranial nerve is the one that does the smelling. Goes into your brain, into the limbic system, the emotional part, and it changes things for us.
Right.
So I remember one of the first times I really noticed a change based on smell was I was running out the door. I had lavender growing in my garden. I just grabbed a sprig, hopped in the car, just was smelling it as I was going along, and I could actually feel my body relaxing.
That is
from
wonderful.
the smell of lavender.
That's just from the actual flower. That's not even from the essential oil, right?
Right. Well, there was essential oil in the flower.
Obviously,
That's where it comes from. But it was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yes.
How it's affecting my body. And my non-conscious mind knew I needed that. I needed to calm down a little bit. I was a little stressed out.
Right.
So I love that. And our sense of smell is one of our most powerful senses. And it is super important. I mean, when you lose that sense of smell, it's actually kind of dangerous. I mean, we had a house fire a few years ago.
Yeah.
And I detected it by my sense of smell.
Right. Before the fire alarms went off.
Right. And I'm sitting at my computer typing away and going, what's that smell?
Yeah.
And I thought, I better get up and check that out. Wait, I'm not cooking. And I went in and then I saw a haze in the kitchen. And then I was like, oh no, what is going on? And ran to the mudroom where the dryer had been running. And it was smoking. The dryer was smoking at that point. So it was my nose that detected it.
Right.
Also, if you are going to eat some food and it smells bad, that is protecting you from eating bad food. Your nose is protecting you.
Yeah. How often do we check the milk? Is it any good? Ugh, no.
Not going to eat that.
Or that meat or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. So it is a protective mechanism, and it is really important. And we can smell the essential oils very easily, and
Yeah.
the diffuser diffuses those molecules into the air, and things that we smell get into our brain and bloodstream in 3 seconds.
Yeah. It's fun whenever we meet someone new who hasn't really experienced essential oils. You just open up the little bottle and say, just take a little smell of this. Say it's like peppermint. And all of a sudden it just, they can breathe better, and they're going, my gosh, what is this?
Yeah,
It's
so
really
powerful.
neat. Yeah, so a lot of times we like to do these in-person demonstrations because you can actually experience the aroma.
Yeah, so when you get a chance to come to an event in person, it's really awesome because you can experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
And so we do have those in-person events on essentialoils411.com.
Yes.
If you're in the Twin Cities area.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're not, you can also contact us, and maybe we know someone in your area that you can connect with.
Or we send you a sample.
Yes.
And then do a virtual meeting, and then you can have that response right on Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool, too.
A lot of options.
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, if you go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, there is a blue connect button there. And it's just, the purpose of that is just to connect with us either by email, phone, whatever it is, and we will get you additional information on anything we talk about, or, assess what your situation is and what might be good for you.
Yes.
All right.
So now if you take an oil topically, it gets into your system in 26 seconds.
Wow.
But through smelling, it's 3 seconds.
Yeah, isn't that something?
And then if you ingest it, that's actually the longest way to do it. So
Isn't that
we've got the
something?
vitality oils.
Yeah.
And so if you put it in a capsule, and the capsule has to dissolve and go through the digestive system, get broke down in the gut, it's like 20 minutes.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
That shows how powerful the nose is.
it is. And some people think we're not really experiencing things through our nose or through our skin, but we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the essential oils do cross the blood-brain barrier. That is a system to keep out toxins from our body, which is a very good system because we want to protect our brains.
Right.
But essential oils can cross that, which is very cool. So, what questions do you have about diffusing?
Well, how do you know which one to diffuse, right? And you can't actually diffuse all the essential oils, right? There's hundreds of oils, but not everyone is it's appropriate necessarily. So I guess how would you say you would do it?
So what you want to do is kind of figure out what you want to achieve.
Yes.
So if you want to achieve relaxation, lavender is such a good oil.
Mm-hmm.
Vanilla is such a good oil. Peace and calming, so good for relaxation. Stress away.
Mm-hmm.
Also, there's a reference book, reference guide for essential oils. And there's the app that we like to use.
And we'll link that over at the show notes,
Yes.
Hunt4Wellness.com,
Yes.
episode number 89. And we have that free little cookbook.
Yeah.
1 page, 2 page, whatever it is, Diffuser Recipes. That's for free for you over there if you want to get that. And it goes through a lot of these, right?
Yeah. So that's kind of how you would pick.
Yeah.
But you also want to use really quality oils.
Yes.
You don't want to use oils that have herbicides or pesticides or are cut with
Perfume.
Yeah.
Or there's some that
just
they
other
might
things.
smell right, but they're not going to be effective at all.
Right.
Because
And
all it is a smell.
What we know is the seed to seal process that Young Living has, which means it's organically cultivated, distilled at the right temperature for the right amount of time, tested by Young Living and by a third party, and to make sure it has no herbicides, pesticides, heavy metals, or anything in it,
Yeah.
and has the right constituents in it. And if it doesn't pass those tests, it is not sold.
Yep.
So Young Living is the best oils that I know about. I've tried many others and they are not the same.
Right.
So it's important
Yeah.
to use quality oils.
Do you want to talk about the different kinds of diffusers? I know Young Living has several different kinds, or at least models. They might all be there's different ones. I know there's ones you don't want to use too, probably, right?
Yeah. So there's ultrasonic or humidifying diffusers.
Right.
There's nebulizing diffusers. That ultrasonic or humidifying uses water in them to diffuse. The nebulizing diffusers are just using air pressure to diffuse the oil directly, so with no dilution at all. There's evaporating diffusers, which is like fanning. It's turning the oil into a gas by blowing over it. So we kind of use that kind in the car. And then there's heat or electric diffusers where they're heating the essential oil to turn it into a gas. But the problem with that one is that heating can change the chemical properties of the oil. And so you're kind of wrecking the oil by heating it up directly like that. Right. So that is not the best. And some of those are like the candle diffusers, the electric diffusers, or the lamp ring diffusers. Right. Which, of course, in the beginning, we started to use those because we didn't know.
We didn't know
the difference. And
by the way, if people go over to Hunt4Wellness.com, episode number 89, at least at the time of this recording, there is a starter bundle you can get that comes with a free diffuser. And those diffusers are about $75 in value. You get that free when you buy the premium starter bundle. Again, if you're watching this 5 years later, it may not be available, but this is the spring of 2023, and definitely right now you can get a free diffuser. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah, and the oils that go with it.
Yes, So one thing that's unique about Young Living diffusers is that they are made with a different grade of plastic than most diffusers that can stand up to authentic strong oils, and particularly the citrus oils, because oils, particularly the citrus ones, like to eat up the plastic. And so many other diffusers, like the ones that you can buy in the big box stores or online, they just get wrecked.
Yeah, they don't last long because they disintegrate pretty much.
Exactly. And Young Living diffusers are made to be strong and long lasting, and they truly are. We've had our diffusers for many years. Oh, yeah. And they work really great. Most of them are the misting diffusers, or the, what we say ultrasonic or humidifying diffusers, which have just this vibrating plate that helps move the molecules into the air. And so the ones that they have that I love are the Aria, the Dewdrop, the Desert Mist, the Owl diffuser, Snowy the Owl. There's Sprout the Puffy diffuser, super cute.
Kids love them too because they're cute.
They are, and they can actually run them by just touching the feet.
The foot, yeah. Not neat.
It is neat. Yeah. Or you can, if they're too little or you don't want them to touch it, just put it a little bit higher so that they can't reach it. There's also a Rainstone diffuser, which is ultrasonic plus a negative ionizer. And again, these could have changed by the time you listen to it. Right. But they are really good. And then there's an atomizing diffuser, which is the one that just the nebulizing just squirts out the essential oil, diffusing it with pressure. And there's this duet diffuser that Young Living currently has that does that. And that reaches a really large area. And we have had mold in our house in the past, and used lemon and thieves, which helps so much. I mean, you must deal with the source of the mold.
Got to get rid of the wet.
Yes, and so I mean, we did that, but diffusing really helped clear the air. Took my headache away that was so bad from this mold. And even if you have kind of a damp basement and so might be leaning towards mold down there, it'd be great to be diffusing either every day or a couple times a week, or at least once a week in that basement, and using one of these atomizing diffusers. It's not really adding water, but it is spreading that essential oil that really attacks mold. And there is a book by Dr. Edward Close called Nature's Mold RX that you can find on Amazon, and just dealing with that. Because mold is toxic for you, really bad for the health. So you want to deal with that, and on the quick way to do that is lemon or thieves or both. Essential oils can really help immediately in a situation similar to that. So also when you use a diffuser, there's like no learning curve. You pour water in, if it's the water kind.
Right, yeah.
And
pretty simple.
Put about, 8 to 10 drops of essential oil in there and put the lid on and turn it on.
Yeah. Some of them come with a nice light show too.
And most of them do.
Yeah, which is kind of fun. But you can turn that off. It doesn't have to be on. But it's kind of fun to see the lights change. And some of them have like even the music built in, or you can turn on your own music.
Yes.
And create the ultimate experience.
It literally feels like a spa.
Yeah.
When you have your diffuser going, the lights are going. I love the aria. It's got some like spa music with it. It just literally feels like this is so comforting, so relaxing.
Yes.
It feels so good. And so we love that.
Great.
Now, some people think, well, I've got candles that can create that beautiful atmosphere.
Ugh, candles are toxic. Most of them are.
They are.
You're burning.
Yes. They're usually derived from petroleum ingredients, trash left over from the gas and oil industry. 40% of them, wicks, are made from lead. Lead is very toxic. So Dr. Andrew Sled, which is a primary care pediatrician, says burning a candle in your home is as harmful as smoking a cigarette.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
I know.
And he specializes in environmental toxicity. So burning candles, yes, it's beautiful, but it's actually really bad for your health.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be so much better to actually be supporting your health with the diffuser rather than bringing it down with a candle?
Yep.
So we've switched over. I loved candles. We switched over to the diffusers instead of the candles.
Totally.
And we play them. Well, we use them all the time.
Yes. Yeah, you get one for just about every room, right?
Yeah.
It's nice.
Well, you need it.
Or back in the day when we only had one or two that would mysteriously disappear from one room and go into another kid's room, and then all of a sudden, wait a minute, I thought I had the diffuser here, but
right.
So get a few. It's probably a good.
Yeah,
thing, right?
We have a diffuser in every bedroom, and then in our living space we have a couple diffusers.
Kitchen,
and in
office,
the office,
we have we have a lot of diffusers.
Yeah, but it's so helpful, and it's just supporting our wellness. We stay well.
Yeah, it's easy to use. They're easy to use.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else on diffusing the situation before we wrap it up here?
I would say use that diffuser every day. Make it part of your lifestyle. Yeah. If you've already got a diffuser, make sure that you're using it and just make it part of your routine. So have like a jar of water or a pitcher of water next to your diffuser. So all you have to do is just pour it in and then keeping
10 seconds.
Yeah, keeping some of those oils there and just turning it on.
Yeah.
And just support your family's happiness, wellness, peacefulness. It's so, so good. And there's a lot more to say, and there's a lot more oils, particularly that you could use if you want to help change an atmosphere. And please reach out if you've got questions about that or want to know what oil should I use for this particularly.
Yeah, there's an oil for that. Yeah, go over to Hunt4Wellness.com. Again, you can click the blue connect button right there on the homepage, or head over to episode number 89, and we have that diffuser recipe sheet on there that you can download for free. Also, we'll have a link, if it's still available, to get that free diffuser when you buy one of the premium starter bundles. Great deal. I mean,
yes.
So that is awesome. Well, you know what? This episode of Hunt for Wellness brought to you by waterdistillers.com. And by the way, you want to use distilled water in that diffuser.
Yes.
So you better get a water distiller too. So just go over and check it out at waterdistillers.com, and then come back for an aroma-filled episode next time on Hunt for Wellness.